So welcome back to the channel everyone, Triple M here, and today we're unboxing and testing T-Mobile's home internet. For you guys that didn't watch my intro video to this, what this is a 5G/4G device, sits in your house and provides high-speed internet connectivity for every device in your house. Now this does work on the 4G as well as the 5G network. They said that they're going to give you speeds over 100 megabits per second, $50 a month. No price hikes, no equipment fees, no annual contracts, and there are no data caps, which is more reliable. So what we're going to do today, we're going to unbox it, we're going to get it set up, we're going to test it out, and of course I'm going to get into those questions that you guys posted in my initial video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first of all, there was no money down on this, guys. You sign up for the service, they give you some promotions usually, and it's $50 after that. Now, T-Mobile did include a couple things, including the T-Vision Hub, which is just like a Amazon Fire TV stick, or more like a Google Chromecast, that it does have Android TV. Some of the specifications are similar to the Fire Stick, guys. Does have Bluetooth, Android TV installed, of course, HDR. Solid streaming device, and T-Mobile does have a streaming service that they offer if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Now, as far as the contents of the box, the first thing you're going to have is a quick start guide. It's going to tell you how to get started. The setup is pretty simple, guys. 3 or 4 steps and you're all set. You're going to have some other paperwork as well as safety information. In the bottom, you're going to have the power supply. It is a pretty large brick, as well as an Ethernet cable to connect your wired device. Next, you're going to have the hub itself, and this is a pretty nice looking device. I can see this easily fitting in wherever you put it in your house, not going to stick out. It's just going to look like a premium device. It is made of hard plastic and it's pretty much hollow. You can see through the device. Now on the top, it does have a touchscreen, and let's go ahead and get the plastic off that, and we'll go over the settings that you can adjust in the touchscreen here in a little bit. The size of the device is 8.5 inches high and about 4.7 inches in diameter. Now, nice little stand on the bottom. On the bottom is going to have a lot of your information that you're going to need for the setup. It's going to give you your default username and password, QR code for setup, and it gives you some specifications about the device itself. So one thing I didn't know before is that this actually has a built-in 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and we'll get into what that does and how that functions here in a little bit. As far as the ports, you're going to have your reset up top. You're going to have 2 Ethernet jacks, so these are for your wired device. Below that, you're going to have a telephone jack. You also have a USB-C port, a UPS port, as well as your main power. So just speaking with the T-Mobile reps, some of the ports are not designed to be functional as of yet. Some of them will be activated via firmware updates. So I've been told that the USB-C port is not functional, as well as the telephone port. Every other port on here should be good. We do have a UPS hookup. If you guys want to add a UPS or uninterruptible power supply to this, you can go ahead in the event of power outages. So to get this up and running, first plug your device into your power port, then go ahead and press the on switch in the back of the device. Now it will start loading up, and T-Mobile recommends that you give it about 2 to 3 minutes for it to load up, check for firmware updates, as well as acquire the proper signals. So we'll give it some time here. So once it's ready, it's going to ask you to select your language. It gives you 2 options, English or Spanish. Then it's going to tell you to go to your mobile device, download the T-Mobile internet application, and finish the setup. Once you download the app, scan the QR code on the bottom of your device. It will then give you some basic setup instructions. Make sure your device is on for a couple minutes, plug it in. It is going to give you a default SSID or Wi-Fi name. You can go ahead and change it. I went ahead and changed mine to Triple M's T-Mobile, but you can change it or you can leave it if you want to. Once you do that, guys, you will have to connect to that network. Then it's going to ask you to set up your admin username and password. That way you can change the settings and monitor the network while you're on the go. So needless to say, the setup itself was pretty straightforward. So here's a quick overview of the mobile application. So the first tab at the bottom is going to be your home. It's going to give you your connection. You can see I have a good connection, which is right in the middle. So we're going to do a speed test and kind of see where that puts us. So next, you're going to have your device. You can see I have 1 device connected to the network right now. And if you were to click on that device, you can see you have some options, guys. You can see the device information, but you can also manage schedules. So when you click on that, you do get a calendar view, and from here you can set times to actually disable connectivity to that device. So I thought that was pretty cool. So next you're going to have your network. You can see the frequency band. If you click on it, you do have some options to edit your SSID password. So that's how you go ahead and change the password from the mobile application. Next you're going to have some support information. And lastly, you're going to have your gateway guide, your gateway information, cell tower information, and the option to log out of the application. So first, I was pretty impressed that the user interface of this hub was a touchscreen. So first you're going to have your connections. So I'm going to give you signal strength as far as your bars. Next you're going to have your device. You can see I have one connected, and you can click on it to see more details. You have your battery status as well as the percentage. You can see it's charging, it's at 0%. You have your languages, English and Spanish to choose from. Then we have our alerts. And finally, we're going to have our messages, and you can go ahead and delete the messages as you go along. So before we do the speed test, remember that this is a Wi-Fi 6 router, which means that if you have Wi-Fi 6 compatible devices, you are going to see better speed. So one indication that you're connected to a Wi-Fi 6, if you look next to Triple M's T-Mobile, you see that next to the Wi-Fi symbol there is a 6, and that's how you know that you have Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. As far as the initial speed test, I was really impressed. The first one, I got a 293 megabits per second download. That was enough for me to run it again because I thought there had to be a mistake. The upload was less impressive. However, I wasn't expecting much from these speed tests. So to my surprise, the second test did a lot better, guys. You can see right there we're at 320 megabits per second. And just to give you guys a frame of reference, I'm paying for 400 megabits per second from my cable company. So that just gives you an idea how fast this is. And first speed test is impressive. But remember that we're going from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 6, and we'll do some more tests as we get further along into the review. So now that we got the housekeeping stuff out of the way, let's talk about the real performance and some of the real questions that you guys asked during my initial videos. Question number one is going to be about the battery. So yes, it does have a built-in 5,000 milliamp hour battery. However, if you disconnect the power from the battery, you will not be able to use the device. I spoke to T-Mobile about this. They're saying that it's basically there as a fail-safe, that if you wanted to move your device from a point A to point B to get a better coverage, that's why the battery is built in. It's not meant to be a mobile device where you can take it on the go with you. Of course, I found a workaround to get this mobile, so stay tuned towards the end of the video. I'm going to show you a way how you can get around this. Question number two, can I connect to my router or my mesh? And the answer is yes. So once I had the device set up, guys, all I had to do was just plug in my router, plug in my mesh network, and from that my entire household was on this device. So if you guys can imagine, I have cameras, I have smart devices, I have smart switches, I do have television sets that's running, I have Ring doorbells, so everything that's on my network was running. Having said that, the speeds were not as impressive as it was on my initial test. I seen speeds between 90 and 130, but to me that's still good enough, guys. Remember, you only need about 25 megabits per second for streaming, so that's still a win in my opinion. Question number three, the Wi-Fi coverage throughout the house. So ideally, T-Mobile advises to put this device in the central point of your house, close to a window where you can get decent signal and you can have decent coverage to all the areas of your house. They did recommend the upper floor, which I do, but they also recommend the middle of the house, which I did not. Mine is located in the right corner of the house. However, throughout the house, I was able to go everywhere, including the garage, and I still got decent coverage. So as far as the speeds, I did notice a drop off when I went downstairs. When it had to go through multiple walls or the floorboard. I did see that speed go down to the mid 80s, 70s. So for me, that's going to be normal. If you guys are having real issues, it might be an option to just add a mesh to this just to extend that range. So question number four, can I game on this device? And the answer is yes. So Call of Duty Cold War, I pulled it out, guys. I was able to go online, get some gaming in. I didn't experience any lag, any issues. I suck at this game for the most part, but I was able to game online for a couple hours, didn't experience any issues, didn't experience any lags or anything negative from this device to my gaming. Question number five, how is the streaming? No issues with streaming in my opinion. I was able to not only go on YouTube on my computer, I was able to do it on my Google Chromecast. I was able to stream on my mobile devices. I didn't experience any issues. Like I said, if you guys are getting speeds over 25 megabits per second, that's all you need to play a 4K video. But I didn't experience speeds at any point below 70 megabits per second. Question number 6, can I take this on the go with me? So you guys were wondering, hey, is this locked to my home address or locked to my business address? And the answer is no. So 2 ways to test this out if it worked is 1, in the car, and 2, just location A to location B. So as long as you have decent coverage in a coverage area, guys, you should be able to unplug it from one house, plug it into another location, and it should work properly. In my case, I wanted to find out if I was able to use this in the car, and this is where I had to get creative. I had to dig in my toolbox, and this is something that I've had for over 10 years. This is a power inverter. Basically, it's going to take the 12 volts for your car and turn it into 120. That way you can plug in your AC devices. So that's exactly what I did. It took a couple laps in the car. I did have that network up and running. Of course, it's gonna vary based on what your signal is, but just if you guys are going on a road trip or something like that, might be handy to pick one of these up. And like I said, it worked, and it worked almost flawlessly. So that's my initial test and overview of the T-Mobile internet. I'm going to keep testing. Guys, if you have additional questions, drop in the comments. Definitely plan on doing a follow-up just to let you guys know if I run into any issues, or if you guys have any additional questions that I might have not covered in this video, drop it in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.